Hi, I'm Crystal. Today we're going to be making a faux leather cover with Dollar Tree supplies. So this is what the plain cover looks like. And does it look exactly like leather? Not precisely, but considering that all the supplies can be sourced from Dollar Tree, I would say it is stunning. So it's a very simple process. Let's take a look at the supplies and go through the steps. So to make this, you need a little bit of lightweight cardboard from some food box, a bubble mailer, some kraft paper, some brown paint, I used tempera paint, and some Mod Podge in a gloss finish. So the cardboard is going to be the base. We're going to put the bubble mailer on top, then we're going to paint it with brown paint and Mod Podge. So the bubble mailer really gives you the right texture, and that brown paper is going to close everything in. So the tempera paint and the Mod Podge are actually a pretty good price at Dollar Tree. The tempera paint is actually cheaper at Dollar Tree per ounce than it is at Amazon. So the first step is to cut that mailer into two pieces so that it opens flat, and then trim down a piece of the mailer to match the size of your cardboard. Now I do like an album that is half of a letter size piece of paper. So my cardboard is 6 inches by 9 inches. But this obviously can be any size. And I've just drawn around the little piece of cardboard with a Sharpie so that I can get the size exactly right. But you can just hold the cardboard up and cut around it. The size doesn't have to be exactly precise. Close enough is going to work just fine for this. So we're just going to stack those together. You don't really need to attach them. If you want to put a little washi tape to hold it in place, you can. But then we're going to take a piece of that kraft paper from the roll. That kraft paper and the mailer both came from the mailing section at Dollar Tree. At my Dollar Tree, that's right by the door, but just the mailing supplies section is where I found both of those. So I've got my piece of brown paper, and I'm going to wrap it around this stack and glue it. And of course my glue has walked off. I do not know how that happens. I must have 12 bottles of glue on my desk. I want to glue something down. I can't find any of them. So once I actually get my hands on the glue, we're going to glue this down. So I'm just going to wrap it over and glue it down. And I'm wrapping this up like a package. There's no particular requirement that your wrapping be any one style or another. You just want to make sure that you've got the mailer and the cardboard completely enclosed in the brown paper. It doesn't matter if your glue oozes out or if the glue is shiny, because of course it's going to be completely covered in paint and Mod Podge when we get to the end. So you just want to make sure that all the edges are glued down tight, and then we can move on to the painting step. So I'm using a paperweight to hold down that little flap just until it grabs well, just to make sure it doesn't pop up. Once everything is dry, we're going to go on to the painting step, and I'm just using this brown tempera paint. I do like this type of paint. It's so easy to work with, easy cleanup. Even once it's dried on a surface, you can easily clean it up with soap and water. The brush comes clean very easily, but of course acrylic paint would work just fine. So if what you have is the 2-ounce bottle of kraft acrylic brown paint, that will be just fine. So I'm going to cover the entire surface. I'm going to get the edges. I'm going to do both sides. And once that is completely dry, it looks kind of chalky. That's fine, because our secret ingredient here is the Mod Podge in gloss. So we're going to paint that gloss Mod Podge all over the surface, front and back, and the edges. And so probably the most time-consuming part of the project is waiting for all of this to dry. So then we've got our finished piece of leather cover, the faux leather. And you can see it is maybe a little shinier than actual leather. It is picking up the lights that I've got on my work surface quite a bit. But I think for Dollar Tree supplies, that is surprisingly realistic. You've got a little bit of texture there. I'm going to turn the lights off so you can see what it looks like in natural light. Got a little bit of texture. You've got a little bit of give because of the mailer inside our little package. And it really is surprisingly convincing as a faux leather cover. So I thought it turned out pretty well. I've made a couple of these and I really like them. Now I'm going to turn this into an album, and I'm thinking about the movie Up when I do this, and so I'm going to do this in a landscape orientation. And for this I need a 1/4 inch hole punch. This is just a standard office hole punch. I'm going to punch a couple holes in the cover, front and back. Then I'm going to get out my pages, and here I'm using some file folders that I've cut down, and I'm just going to put that in a pleasing place and mark right through those holes so that once I get the holes punched, the pages line up. Now we're going to make the label. Now here you don't need to have a special device for doing an oval. Just fold your piece of paper into fourths and then cut the oval shape. As long as your piece of paper starts out roughly the size you want your oval, it's going to turn out to be a good size oval for your title. So it's very easy to do. No, it's not elaborate at all. And I did 2 versions of the title, one using magazine letters cut out and one using random die cuts. This would also be a good use for leftover letter stickers. I kind of like the mix of different styles and colors, but whatever appeals to you. Here are my random die cut letters, and I think that you end up with a good look. So here are my magazine cutouts as a title, and I'm using Our Adventure Book and My Adventure Book as the titles here. I've used the book rings to join my journal together. You can also source those at Dollar Tree. And then I've got my pages inside ready to decorate. So I thought this was a very easy, quick project. The supplies are inexpensive, although you can buy ready-made My Adventure books on Amazon for about $10. I mean, where's the fun in that? But you can, and I've got a link in the description box if you prefer that approach. And here's my finished book. So I hope that's useful to you, and I thank you for joining me today.